Hello, so this video is all about Mann-Whitney U-test for independent samples. So by definition, Mann-Whitney U-test is the non-parametric alternative test to the independent sample t-test. It is a non-parametric test that is used to compare two sample means that come from the same population and used to test whether two sample means are equal or not. So the requirements are the two random independent samples, the data is continuous. In other words, it must in principle be possible to distinguish between values at the nth decimal place. A scale of measurement should be ordinal, interval, or ratio, and for maximum accuracy, there should be no ties, though these tests, like others, has a way to handle ties. So our situation is a researcher wants to determine if the topical solution for acne he produced is effective in two groups of genders, male for group A and female for group B. He used a scale to rate the effectiveness of his prototype, which has a value from 1 to 5, where 1 is the lowest and 5 is the highest possible value for the effectiveness. So here we have 100 samples, 50 for group A and 50 for group B. So we already in the Mann-Whitney U-test calculator, we already pasted the 50 samples for sample 1 and then 50 samples for sample 2. So we set the significance level into 0.05 and we use two-tailed hypothesis. So these are the results. We have here the z-score is negative 0.51704, so the p-value is 6 or 0.6030 0.60306, so the result is not significant at p is less than 0.05. So to sum up the results, so we have here the narrative discussion. Our objective: is there a significant difference in the effectiveness of the topical solution based on the rate of participants? Null hypothesis: there is no significant difference in the rate of effectiveness of the topical solution between two groups of participants. Parameters: the significance level is set to 0.05 and the CI is 95%. So results: result 1, the mean of group A is 2.96 or 3, and the mean of group B is also 3 or 3.12. Descriptive analysis: the mean for each group have the same value of 3, which means that the two groups do not differ on the rate on the effectiveness of the topical solution. Result number 2, the p-value or the probability value is 0.60306. Interpretation: since the p-value is greater than 0.05, then the hypothesis in null form will be accepted. Data analysis: the given dataset had been tested with Mann-Whitney U-test for independent samples, since each group will consist of different participants or respondents. Descriptive statistics results shows that the mean for each group have the same value of 3, which means that the two groups of participants do not differ on the rate for the effectiveness of the topical solution. On the other hand, treating the two datasets with U-test for independent samples, it yields a p-value of 0.60306, which is greater than 0.05. Since p-value is greater than the significance level, the hypothesis will be accepted. Therefore, the rate for the effectiveness of the topical solution were not statistically different.